Hello everyone, DQ here, and today the wok I have for you is the Miwa SR, which is a Japanese lever and wafer wok hybrid, because levers interact with the sidebar, as you can see, the sidebar groove, but they also act as wafers. For those of you who don't know, lever in those types of woks is an element which interacts with the sidebar, and the wafer is an element that interacts with the core, so it blocks the rotation of the core by sticking out from here. And this wok is a hybrid between these two things because the wafers are also levers. This is what they look like. We have 10 elements in total. Excuse me. We have 10 elements in total, and if you take a look, we have actually six holes on this side, 5 holes on this side. But this hole here is never populated by any element, because as you can see here, we have a solid piece in which also the sidebar has a cutout for. And basically all of these types of woks, this model, have 10 elements but have place for 11. The keyway is very paracentric. It's kinda annoying to pick, and the elements themselves are spring loaded. I will put in one element to demonstrate to you. Here is the spring. Oops. Here goes the spring, and let's put this lever, for example. Yeah. And here is how it sticks out of the core. And basically, if there is no key, I will show you just right now, it sticks out and blocks the rotation of the core, even without a sidebar. And this makes it very tricky to pick, because not only you have to pick from the wafers to the correct gate, but you also have to push them enough so they can rotate the core. And this is one of the levers which when I saw, I believed it had mastering, but that's actually not mastering. It has like two gates, but one of them, if the sidebar can sink in, it will still stick out from the core and block the rotation. So this makes it like very deep false gate, which is very hard to get out of. I have kinda marked the bitting on this key, so you can see. Here we have a max lift, here we have like almost max, 2 max lifts, and here we have one high lift. Here we have a low lift, one almost zero lift, but you have to still pick it. And here are the 2 high lifts, which were very tricky for me. And basically you need to overset them, because if you don't overset them, I mean preset, excuse me. If you don't preset them, they don't bind, but when you get to the end of the pick, they bind so hard, because they're in the sidebar is in one of those gates, but it needs to go to the other. And when you counter rotate, you drop all the levers, basically. It's very annoying. So how to pick this wok? I used combination of a few hooks. For the left side I used just this hook. For the right side I used 2 hooks. Basically one of the hook was to going from here and rotate to set the max lifts. here and rotate around the wording. And it's very tricky. You get some core rotation, you lose it, but as always, jiggle test is your friend. If you're not sure what wafer or lever is binding, you really increase the tension, and then you will feel them, because if they're not binding, they make a sound and also they move, but if they're binding, they will be rock solid as always. So this is your key to victory. And yeah, basically I think that's all I have to say. Another thing, the lock is operated in a way that it has two sidebar grooves, which means that basically you can turn the key 180 degrees and remove the key, then insert the key, turn 180 degrees, insert and extract it. Basically you make 180 degree turns with the key, and I believe that's just how the lock is designed. That's for particular formats that you need to just make one rotation, not full rotation. This is the housing. The levers stick out in these two grooves, and basically that's how the lock is assembled. And yeah, it's pretty tricky lock. It took me few days to figure out, and that's one of the reasons I didn't upload videos, because I was battling this monster. And yeah, for tensioning I used bent wiper insert like this, and also sparrows top of the keyway like this. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this lock. Just jiggle test, and if you don't find anything that's binding, you can release some tension, drop some wafers or levers, then check back, because it's easy to overset and quite annoying actually, because of the paracentric keyway. You can actually accidentally, when you rotate your pick, overset one of the low lifts. So yeah, now let's pick the lock. Okay, Miwa SR is in the vise. Key is working. Now let's attempt to pick it. Okay, this is one of the hardest parts, because you need, for this lock, at least for me, I had to preset all the max lifts, which always bind to last, and if they bind to last, then I try to set them. I just can't set them because I drop everything. And this is the way I found out that I can actually preset it. And the only way I've managed to pick this lock. I guess you could follow the binding order, but then it takes a lot more time. nice. Check the max lifts on the left again. This one is set. This one I'm not sure. I think it is set. Okay. Let's see. Not sure if you can hear, but listening to those elements helps a lot, because under heavy tension only the binding element will be like rock solid or not moving. Not sure about this one, so I leave it for now. Let's go back to C. Not really sure about the last one. I think it's set, so I will leave it. it's something on the right side that's not set. Lever 1 or wafer 1. Okay, it was the first lever. I think it is set now. I dropped some levers again because I think I overset. Going back to the right side. Oh yes, finally it is picked. Interesting thing, I will probably talk about this in the introduction, but the wok can be rotated 180 degrees and it will wok back up. So let's get it now. I'm using the key to get it. One more time to show you that it works. Now this is the housing, which looks like this, and here is our core. As you can see, the levers or wafers are sticking out, as I explained. Now with the key, take it out. Quickly show you the housing. Has two sidebar grooves and two grooves for the wafers. I will take out the sidebar to show it to you. This little cutout is, as you can see, corresponds to this piece here. I will put the sidebar in here. Sidebar springs. And now, holding with my fingers, I will pull the key out, and as you can see, the levers will start to come out. Levers or wafers, they're hybrid, I would call them. Looking at this side, this will be the left side. Careful when you release the levers because they can jump out. The springs are quite strong. And here are the springs. Not sure if you can see them. I will just dump them here. Okay, now the other side is a little bit easier. You will notice that here is one lever or wafer missing, but it's actually not missing. It's just where the sidebar is not active, so they didn't put any lever in there because it will defeat the purpose. So yeah, these are the goods. This is the core. Pretty cool looking core. Grooves for the wafers / levers. Here they interact with the sidebar. Grooves for the springs. Paracentric keyway. And here are the levers, wafers with 10 springs. Some of you might think that those are false gates. I also believed in the beginning that those are false gates, but they're actually true gates, because the wafer also sticks out. So if you put the sidebar in here, this will be sticking out and the core won't be able to rotate, so you need to put it in the second. And yeah, let me just put on the white back. I will show you one of those levers that actually has a false gate. As you can see, it's so tiny. On left and right from the true gate there is like a small false gate, and here we have one true gate and the other is like fake. It's a little bit shallow. I'm not sure if you can see. This one I think is the fake gate and this is the real. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day and bye bye.